no one was prepared for something like that to happen.
Who still don't believe their water is safe. They won't drink it, they won't bathe in it, they won't cook with it.
No one was prepared for it.
I was live on the air when the governor's first tweet went out basically announcing,
Do not use the water in Charleston. And that was really kind of the gist of it. I didn't know what else to expect, and I was just looking for more answers, as everybody was, I'm sure, but it was just kind of a panic thing, thinking that the water is out.
and it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory. This was something much more serious.
So basically, as far as covering it, I kind of came at it from various media, various platforms, covering it in a variety of ways, from either aggregating information from other reporters out in the field or pulling in information that we were gathering ourselves. Surprising enough, the instinct didn't kick in for everyone in that area immediately.
There was a reporter who was an anchor. There was an anchor reporter there, and she was very pregnant. And she was from our competitor station. She's from the area. And Gary Southern was getting ready to leave, and she wasn't having it. She wanted answers. And she demanded that he stay. We're not finished here.
I think that city and state officials were more concerned in the immediate aftermath with tax revenues that were being lost as a result of the hotels being empty than almost anything else. There was a picture floating around the internet that had Governor Tomlin in it that said, "I couldn't tell you if the water system's safe, but I can tell you that the Greyhound track is open." And I think that is a really nice way to sum up the knee-jerk attitude of our elected leaders in the days immediately following. It was.
But when it comes to something as essential as water, know what's going into the water. Know how your water's processed. Understand what potential hazards there are along the waterways which feed your particular system. People didn't know.
About analyzing the situation or evaluating whether or not I wanted to live in Charleston anymore was not even, there was no question, there was no time to make those questions. So, and interacting with the situation, but not necessarily involved. With this, anyone that lived in Charleston or the 9 counties that were affected were directly involved, including all the media. So I think that, unless it would be a situation like a journalist had a family member involved in a news story or a friend or another colleague, you're not really affected by the piece itself as far as the incident happening.
And no matter how many times we would explain the process as it had been explained to us, viewers weren't believing what they were hearing and what they were seeing. Because there had been that confusion in the beginning, and because there had been some mixed messaging early on and then throughout the rest of the process. And when that trust is broken, it's very difficult to regain that.
I think that there's a myriad of people, from the people that were operating the business itself to local politicians and the county commission. Anyone who knows anything about steel industrial tanks could drive down I-79, look and see 100-year-old pop riveted carbon steel tanks and think that maybe they weren't the best thing to be running. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that they still had stuff in them. I thought they were just sitting there collecting a tax bill until somebody felt like scrapping them. And in that, Freedom Industries, I think, was doing what any business would do. They were having their tanks allegedly inspected by the state. Whoever signed off on that said that these tanks were okay to operate, and Freedom did not want the expense of replacing these huge tanks.
What I'm looking to gain is the ability to have the time and to have the resources to do something new and to do something that people are going to pay attention to and that's going to matter to people.